Welcome to today's Explainer. We spend so much time analyzing how to build wealth, right? We study the complex mechanics of investing and we strategize all these different ways to grow our net worth. But today, we're taking a completely different angle. We're looking at a very specific, literally life-changing milestone. It's a threshold that, once you cross it, triggers a massive shift in your reality. And I'm not just talking about your bank account, but your entire world. We're going to dive into what the source material brilliantly calls the $1,000,000 filter.
$1 million invested. Just take a second and let that massive financial milestone really sink in. For a lot of us, this is it. This is the ultimate summit. It's that huge goal we literally write down on our whiteboards, the exact target we grind toward over decades of crazy discipline, budgeting, and saving. But what actually happens when you hit it? Well, the analysis we're unpacking today reveals a pretty hidden truth about this milestone, something nobody really warns you about when you first start your journey.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the moment you reach that seven-figure mark, everything changes. And I mean absolutely everything. But the real twist here is what exactly is undergoing that transformation. You might think your daily routine is going to completely shift, or maybe the mechanics of the financial world will just suddenly bend to your will and make investing super easy. But as you'll see, the transformation isn't systemic at all. It's actually way more personal and a whole lot closer to home. See, we kind of hide this expectation that hitting $1,000,000 invested is going to magically alter the stock market for us, like it'll bring constant fireworks to our brokerage accounts. But the reality? Yeah, the market absolutely does not care about your milestone. Your portfolio functions exactly the same way it did yesterday. The only variable that actually changes is the people around you. And that right there is the true, often hidden reality of accumulating serious wealth. So let's look at your immediate social circle, the changing social circle. When the reality of your new milestone becomes apparent, your newly achieved status acts like this incredibly powerful lens, completely altering how people interact with you. Let's break down exactly who changes and how. Think about the absolute irony here. You probably remember all those times you skipped out on the crazy expensive nights out, the lavish dinners, the weekend trips, all just to stay locked in on your long-term investment goals. And your friends? They probably mocked your discipline. But fast forward to the $1,000,000 reality, and suddenly those exact same friends are pulling you aside, totally desperate for your investment advice. The exact same behavior they used to ridicule is suddenly the secret formula they are begging you to share. Crazy, right? And man, the shift hits even closer to home with your family. For years, you might have been labeled the quote-unquote cheap relative. The one driving the older car, meticulously tracking expenses, politely dodging those massive group gifts. But now, those exact same family members who criticized your frugality are suddenly coming to you for loans. Literally overnight, you transform from the family cheapskate into the family bank. It's a completely jarring, fundamental shift in dynamics. It doesn't stop there either. Even strangers react completely differently. You get this deeply polarized response. On one hand, people will instantly respect you more, basically assuming you're super competent just because of a number attached to your name. But on the flip side, you face strangers who actively resent you for it, projecting all of their own financial insecurities and personal beliefs right onto your success. This milestone basically forces an intense reaction out of literally almost everyone you encounter.
Now, all of these shifting dynamics, the friends suddenly wanting advice, the family suddenly asking for money, the strangers projecting their intense feelings, they all culminate into one monumental reality. We are talking about the ultimate character test. The $1,000,000 mark isn't just a financial threshold you cross on a spreadsheet. It is, ultimately, the ultimate test of character. But here is the critical, kind of mind-bending twist to this whole explainer. It's actually not a test of your character.
So, the crucial point is this. Money doesn't change you, it just shows you who everyone else really is. I really want you to let that sink in for a second. We always hear that tired cliche, money changes people. But the source material we're analyzing today argues the exact opposite. Wealth actually acts as this unrelenting magnifying glass. It strips away all the pleasantries and just completely reveals the true motivations, the real loyalties, and the core character of the people surrounding you. It's a pretty powerful, honestly sobering realization about human nature. Which brings us to a really vital definition. If money is just a tool that reveals who everyone truly is, then who should you actually value in your life? Well, the text gives us a perfectly clear answer. The real ones. We're talking about the people who stayed right by your side when you had absolutely nothing. They didn't care about your portfolio size, your net worth, or what you could potentially do for them financially down the road. Their loyalty was to you, the person, not the millionaire. Identifying these people is honestly probably the greatest non-financial gift this whole milestone gives you.
So how do we successfully navigate this newly revealed reality? The Millionaire's Playbook. Now that the filter has been applied and true colors have been totally laid bare, it's time to look at the actionable steps. Think of this next section as your direct set of instructions, pulled straight from our source material, on exactly how to manage your life, set your boundaries, and handle your relationships moving forward.
Let's walk right through these 3 vital rules to live by. Number 1, keep the real ones close. Those amazing people we just talked about who loved and supported you when you were totally broke, cherish them. You've got to protect those relationships at all costs. Number 2, know what to do with the post-million opportunists. Now, the source text leaves this slightly open-ended, saying you already know what to do, but the directive is crystal clear. Create healthy, firm distance. Do not let their newfound, totally transactional interest confuse you. And finally, number 3, which is probably the absolute most important rule for preserving your own peace of mind: build in silence.
And that leads us right into our final, beautifully stoic command. Let the portfolio speak. Look, you do not need to broadcast your wealth. You don't need to flash that $1 million to the friends who used to laugh at you or the family members who used to call you cheap. Your actions, your results, your rock-solid financial security, and your quiet independence, that is all the proof you are ever going to need. True wealth doesn't need to shout for attention, right? It just simply exists, speaking absolute volumes through its results.
Which leaves us with this final, really lingering thought to ponder today. Who will still be there when you build in silence? Think about it. When you stop trying to prove anything to anyone, when you just quietly and diligently compound your wealth and your wisdom, whose genuine presence remains in your life? As you continue your own determined journey toward your big financial milestones, keep the lessons of this explainer in the back of your mind. It's not just about managing the money. It is entirely about managing the journey and the people on it. Keep learning, keep building, and I'll catch you next time.